Welcome to The Right Show for Right Now. I'm Julissa Bermudez.
I'm Sonia Richards-Ross. And it's time to put the culture
back in pop culture. Right now on Central Ave.
Another black superhero is lighting up Hollywood while Queen Sugar is rearing up for its sweetest season yet. And speaking of sweet, Shonda Rhimes is leading a romance revolution. Welcome to Central Ave and happy Valentine's Day weekend.
Yes, happy Sweethearts Day to all the couples. But unfortunately, there's a lot more than love in the atmosphere in the Harris home, where production of their Family Hustle reality series has been suspended after multiple women alleged in graphic detail that the famous couple sexually abused them. Denying it all, they say this scandal is based in slander. And the appalling accusations against T.I. and Tiny is tonight's central story.
We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything.
Emphatically denying anything non-consensual, T.I. hit Instagram to say that what he and Tiny have done behind closed doors is their business.
What we not gonna do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do, or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this, whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like.
Your husband put a gun to my head.
It all started when former family friend Sabrina Peterson went live on Instagram and accused T.I. of threatening to kill her at gunpoint at a child's birthday party back in 2007. She claims that after the IG Live, she was flooded with direct messages from women claiming to have been coerced by the couple to join them in bed, offered drugs, held hostage, and in some cases, raped.
I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody.
It's really just sort of accusations. We haven't really seen like the receipts in terms of what actually happened. However, there is one woman that came forward and she has secured Lisa Bloom, who's a very well-known, high-profile attorney. And Lisa Bloom was tweeting about saying that, you know, there's so many accusers and I'm representing one of them.
Celebrity journalist Jasmine Brand says that Sabrina's decade-long tumultuous friendship with the Harrises, as well as a legally troubled past, hurts her credibility.
Well, she's been accused of allegedly stalking. She's been accused of threatening people on social media.
I'm the smallest bit of your worries. Your worries need to be because my voice has spoke up. Many women will follow. That's what you need to be worried about today. Don't worry about me. I'm outside the statute of limitations.
It's unconfirmed, unsourced. Is this slander or is this the new way with social media to start building a case?
It all depends if it's true or not.
Civil litigation attorney Lou Schock told Melissa McCarty that a defamation suit could be Sabrina's goal after she posted this video alleged to be the results of a polygraph test.
My conclusion is that you told the truth on those three pertinent questions.
The lie detector test that Sabrina took only focused on T.I. allegedly putting this gun to her head. It, asked, did T.I. put the gun to your head? Did it happen at Tiny's house? Did he threaten to kill you?
The polygraph test generally has very little evidentiary value. I mean, it certainly has some value in the court of public opinion here, I'm sure. But in terms of court, it doesn't go very far.
The best thing they could do is get you for a defamation. But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation.
T.I.'s attorney Steve Sadow declined to comment on any allegations, but on the couple's VH1 reality show, T.I. and Tiny have never shied away from transparency.
For those who don't understand, Tip had some infidelities with a girl who I hired, and that girl is one of the reasons why I got my own house.
And on T.I.'s Expeditiously podcast, they revealed the importance of sex in their marriage.
The biggest thing that I hear when people get married, they say that they don't have sex anymore. That's the biggest thing I hear from a married couple.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I've never experienced that, so I don't.
And you never will.
I don't know anything about this, so I feel like
not in this marriage.
One defendant attorney, the media-savvy Lisa Bloom, is asking for anyone with information to contact her confidentially. So this will be an interesting one to watch. But to clarify, again, T.I. and Tiny categorically deny all accusations. Ooh.
Now switching gears to a creative force behind the scenes. The man who helmed Jumping the Broom and Being Mary Jane is now striking up some new black magic, and his superpowers are lighting up tonight's traffic jam. What is it like working together behind the scenes with your boo?
Sometimes it's challenging because we're both very opinionated people, but I think the thing that we do for each other most of all is that we both tell each other the truth.
Now that's how you keep it real. One half of Hollywood's power duo Salim Akil opens up about working and living with his super producer wife of 22 years, Mara Brock Akil. Do you guys bring work home, or do you guys try your best to leave work at work?
We typically try to leave work outside of the house. Our house, if you came to it, you wouldn't see a whole lot of anything that has to do with television.
Black Lightning was trying to save the world. I'm just trying to save my family.
Except for those family TV nights, watching Akil's CW runaway hit Black Lightning, which is now in its 4th season.
You are a symbol of justice for a city that badly needs it.
The series features a crusader and school principal dad whose alter ego is an electric superhero. How did you relate to the father in the show?
I wanted to put a certain type of black man on television that cared for his family clearly, that was in love with his woman.
We began filming in March and then everything shut down, and they went back and rewrote the entire season to reflect COVID, to reflect BLM, George Floyd.
Art takes a cue from reality. Queen Sugar's Bianca Lawson gave me some nuggets about the new 5th season of the OWN drama from the mind of Hollywood power player Ava DuVernay.
It's very much, I think, a time capsule of 2020, right? And what sort of the Black existence is right now.
Do you think that's what resonates most with fans?
What's really extraordinary about the show is they don't just tell what the popular story is of the Black experience, but they talk about all different facets of the Black experience that maybe people aren't talking about because maybe it doesn't seem glamorous or sexy, but it's really what's going on for a lot of people.
Bianca, who is stepdaughter to Tina Knowles and stepsister to Beyonce and Solange, joked about her parents, particularly her dad, Richard's Instagram skills.
It's corny joke time.
Does he tape Tina? Because Tina is on it.
Yeah. He's like a great, Instagram husband, right?
Yes.
Pictures, they're adorable. And there'll be times we'll be places and they'll be making, oh, let's make this video, let's do this thing. And I'm like, what? But then I'm so happy they shot it because I'm like, oh, this is so cute. And I'm on countdown until the new Queen Sugar season. All right, coming up, our exclusive with the hip-hop group member who spoke out against his alleged sexual abuser, only to be shamed by his own colleagues and community. But first, we'll be back with Shonda Rhimes' new Revolution.
9 more days left of this.
9 more days.
And don't cry.
Ooh, welcome back. Of course, that was a very hot and bothered Kerry Washington in Scandal. No one delivers steamy love scenes quite like show creator Shonda Rhimes. From Grey's McDreamy to a legally lusty Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder, the mega producer is noted for her intimacy staging skills. But now she's using them to wage a royal romance revolution.
All is fair in love and war.
Miss Daphne Bridgerton.
I think my first email was Shondaland, Netflix, period drama. And I was like, I'm in.
It feels like, you've won the golden ticket and you've been invited to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. She's totally one of those people that you hold in such high esteem. Grey's Anatomy, it was a massive part of my whole family's life. The McDreamy, I think, stirred a lot of awakenings for all of us.
And now there's a Bridgerton awakening happening on the small screen. As soon as the first episode of the 19th century Regency-era drama streamed on Christmas Day, mega producer Shonda Rhimes' romance revolution went into overdrive.
Bridgerton. I could watch that.
I'm posh and horny now, there's no going back. fan videos immediately appeared on TikTok.
I got back on a dating app during Bridgerton. I was like, I'm not dead.
And within weeks, it became the most streamed Netflix original series in history with over 83 million views, while the books the show is based on landed on the New York Times bestseller list for the first time in its 21-year history.
I was introduced to the amazing novels by Julia Quinn, and then we got sent these incredible scripts, knowing that these women are going to be empowered. They're going to be all the things that we haven't necessarily seen in Regency era in the past.
You think that just because I'm a woman, I'm incapable of making my own choices?
We've never seen a Regency adaptation like this. The sexiest thing you see is somebody's hand in a glove brushing against someone else's hand, and this show throws all of that out the window.
Entertainment Weekly digital writer Maureen Lee Linker says the show is poised to revolutionize romance, first by not going the typical route of lily white casting.
How did I earn such luck?
It's a very diverse cast. It looks like the world we live in today. And then it is steamy with a capital S. It is not afraid to go there.
A lot of rehearsal.
The love scenes, corsets and all, featuring breakout star Regé-Jean Page and his on-screen Duchess Phoebe Devonnoir, are beyond steamy. Cover your grandma's eyes, this is not her period piece. Just ask Ashton Kutcher.
You literally go through this and goes, are you watching a porno?
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, is there somebody else in the bed? Like, it was terrifying.
Particular scenes literally took months to figure out how to get out of the clothes in time to do stuff without the clothes. It's 21st century problems with bras. Like, corsets are a whole new universe.
I burn for you.
That's a big problem for women. They had to get out of that, which is why I mostly stay in mine.
Shonda Rhimes and Shondaland have never been afraid to bring us the steam. I mean, they invented McSteamy and McDreamy. Moving to Netflix, they can go full R-rated.
Add to the mix a fresh score of classic pop covers, a colorful, over-the-top costume department,
tighter! She to breathe, Mama!
and you've got a new era of romance that will likely spawn a bevy of binge-worthy copycats.
There has been a hunger for this kind of material, and Bridgerton just exposed exactly how much it exists. Hopefully Hollywood will rise to meet that. And just in case you missed it, Bridgerton shall return for a second season. Production begins in London this spring. All right, coming up next, Julisa's exclusive and explosive interview with B2K's Raz B. Welcome back. That was the contagious debut hit, that introduced the world to the boys of B2K 20 years ago. A string of chart toppers and the adoration of female fans worldwide would follow. But behind the music, one member says it was a dark, menacing place where their manager sexually abused them. Long before the Me Too movement, he first went public with his allegations, which resurfaced when a B2K reunion tour was announced less than 2 years ago. But still, he was shunned more than he was supported. Now, with an exclusive interview, Central Ave investigates the shaming and silencing of Raz B.
I'm here to vindicate myself because I'm not going to allow for my voice to be silent, nor am I going to allow for my light to be dimmed any longer.
A 14-year battle. Raz B first made accusations of sexual abuse against manager turned director Chris Stokes back in 2007. And even after recanting a few times, his story has remained the same. Stokes has denied all allegations.
Chris Stokes put us in a room together and made us do stuff together. You're not going to bully me, homie. I don't give a about your movies. They're all whack anyway. Sorry.
No, hey, all good.
But yeah, no, that right there, that's the trauma right there when it kicks in. I'm just like, but I have to calm myself down because I think about certain things. I just be like, ugh, disgusting.
Raz B claims the abuse began when Chris Stokes, who is also his cousin, discovered and managed the mega successful boy band B2K. The four-member group shot to fame between 2000 and 2003 with their contagious beats, sexy dance moves, and provocative lyrics. Raz, whose real name is DeMario, was just 13 years old when Stokes assembled the group in 1998. At that point, Stokes already had successfully managed boy band Immature. Later, he transitioned to directing music videos.
I see you, Chris.
And then Stokes made his film debut with 2004's You Got Served, which grossed over $150 million.
Hey, this between me and my boy. Ain't your boy no more? Hey, chill, Vic.
Did you ever witness anything yourself that you thought, was kind of head-scratching to you?
So, inside the industry, let's be 100. There was already talk about that with Immature.
Former BET producer Kevin Taylor says that even though the boys' parents were usually with them for televised events, behind the scenes there had been years of talk about Stokes' unconventional mentorship of young boy bands.
There was an episode of Cribs on MTV, and they did the episode with B2K. They went into this house, and there was a weirdness for me around the fact that their manager had a drawing over the fireplace of himself and Raz B, and I was like, what is that? As a black gay man, it gave me the creeps instantly.
So what do you think? You think maybe going into this area here?
Stokes now has over 17 directing credits, including BET's recent Trigger, starring Jeremy Meeks, aka Hot Felon.
Talk to me about working with Chris Stokes.
To see the way he works in the process, he's a mad genius.
Raz B has been painted as the villain. He's the one who is erratic. He's the one who won't just get it together.
I didn't do anything wrong, so why should I be crucified, stoned, shamed?
There's no incentive for black men to come out and make these accusations. So in the same way we always say, believe victims when it comes to women, Me Too has to extend to our men.
What happened to them as young boys has profoundly affected who they have become as men.
In 2010, Oprah and 200 courageous male survivors, including Tyler Perry, tackled the topic of sexual abuse. According to sexual abuse educators, Darkness to Light, false reports of child sexual abuse are extremely rare, and it's not often we hear from grown men either. But in 2017, Terry Crews made headlines for accusing a Hollywood agent of sexual assault.
Anybody who has ever been around a sexual assault survivor finds it hard not to believe him. Because what's his incentive? Why would you want to be called gay and mocked in the streets? Why would you want to be discredited?
In this industry, this particular sector, a lot of people have made fun of me in songs.
No, Chris, no. Raz B, looking boy.
In a perfect world, I'm owed an apology from every rapper that said something disrespectful to me.
As writer and culture critic at the Griot Blue Toulousma points out, the Me Too movement finally took notice, saying last week, quote, R&B singer Raz B has spoken out once again about his experience of sexual abuse, yet no media outlets, corporate actors, or systems of justice have centered survivor stories or promised accountability.
I love that the biggest movement around sexual assault that there is called out this black man by name and said, brother, we see you.
Why do you think Chris Stokes, as the accused, has continued to work?
I would say that Chris Stokes should be careful about being too smug, because R. Kelly was smug for about 30 years and we see where he ultimately ended up. And I think Me Too, naming Raz B, was as much of a shot against Chris Stokes as it was an upliftment of Raz B's story. So he should be concerned.
When you're old enough to really understand what you've been through, you look back at your life and you say, how can I correct the wreckage of my past? And really for me, it's about me standing up for myself.
I just want to thank Raz B for reaching out to me and trusting us with his story. I hope justice prevails.
We are gathered here today in the sight of God to join this man and this woman.
Welcome back. That was the stellar ensemble cast of 1999's The Best Man, stealing the scene, and tonight's central moment. With this fantastic news, the hit movie franchise is getting a new installment as a streaming series.
Yes, Peacock has ordered a 10-episode limited dramedy series titled The Best Man, The Final Chapters, with the original writer-director Malcolm Lee and the original star-studded cast.
Oh yeah, Morris Chestnut, Taye Diggs, Regina Hall, Terrence Howard, Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, and the whole gang are back after signing 7-figure deals to reprise their classic roles.
Gonna be so good. I cannot wait until September when the series is scheduled to premiere. Good night, everybody.
See you next time.